Hello, everybody. Good day to you all. The day I'm talking about Dragon Strikers, season number 1, episode number 8 to episode number 11. Final episode of the season. Things go down. Throughout this whole entire series, we've been watching Key trying to learn how to use his power of the dragon and to pretty much help his teammates in the game. He's been struggling with this for a long, long time. He has sparks of it here and there. He had moments where he used it. He did a combination with Milo that was amazing. I mean, he even helped Milo achieve his goals as well, becoming better with his powers and use of his powers and abilities as well. The team is starting to come together. Even Oddward, who was totally against everybody for a long, long time, the team is starting to form the form, and they start to become the knights they're supposed to be, and they actually really are becoming friends. When you're rooting for as well. And but you got Key who still has been struggling, and because of this struggling, he's getting frustrated, he's getting angry, and it's starting to come out in certain ways, but not in a good way as well. And you finally get the chance to see him like grow and use his powers and abilities. And through this episode, you get a little bit more of his mother and her abilities as well, because they got the same power as well too. And you also see the connection he has with Noreen, who was friends with his mom, who may now, but at the same, who's giving him advice and everything. And also, I don't know for sure, but maybe Noreen had a crush on Key's mom. Maybe, I don't know. But a lot of things went down. Animation on the show has always been great, and I really do like these characters overall as a whole, because they're getting to know them. Even Emmeline, I still don't know her that well, and there's still a lot of secrets around her. But seeing her in action, seeing her powers and abilities is very interesting. Her as a person, I don't know just yet. This is very interesting because there's an episode in here where the person named a leech was going around taking people's powers away, but they never really solved that case. They never all they found out was it was Emmeline that was doing it, but who was doing it? They didn't show, never went there. It never showed that. So that's the thing that's left open. Now, will they go into the next season? Maybe, hopefully, or that's just a one-off. Not going to touch on that again. Hopefully, they don't do that, because it's a very interesting concept. I just don't know the why part. Like, why this person had this power to take away the powers away? Are they related to Emmeline in some type of way? Because she has a power that she can take other people's powers too. So is that person related to them? Is that like a father or a brother or a sister? And they probably didn't want him to be there and something like that. I don't know. They're trying to frame her. I don't know. Also, another thing is, now, even though we get a little bit more about Key's mom and her abilities and stuff as well too, there's certain questions about the show that I don't doesn't make any sense to me. Now, you have this character named Ragno, who's part of the dragons, and he has a dragon powers too, but he can completely control his. He's fine. Yeah, he's a bully, he's mean, he's nasty, but he can control his powers just fine. But then you have Key, has a power, learns how to control it, but it's still too intense for everybody else. It gets still it's so explosive that it can, even though he used it in a good way, he almost got somebody killed in the process of using his power. Even his mom had that same issue. So why are their powers so intense and so in control? What is it about them that makes their powers so intense that it affects everything? Like Ragnar, when he uses his powers and abilities, it just affects what's going on in that game. But with Key, like, if you're in the area and he's really going for it, he could burn everybody. So why is his power so intense? What is it about their mom that's so crazy? Is their power more connected to the dragon than anybody else? Are they part dragon? They're descendants of dragon? Because their father, because Key's dad never told him about his mom. Why is that? You barely see his dad in this picture. And I kept on hoping to see his dad in this episode, that he could talk to him about his mom, instead of having Noreen give him clippings about his mom. Because every time Noreen talks about his mom, it's always in good positives, and like this, she was the best, and she was the hero, and she sacrificed herself to save the day, and blah blah blah. She practically like praising her all the time. It made me think maybe she probably was in love with her maybe a little bit. And then you had this other character named Soria, who's like the head of the coach of the Bards, And he actually shows his face, and it's that burnt because what Key's mom did, and he's talking about how she was like a menace, and how she was terrible, and how her power was just uncontrollable, and he almost got him killed in the process. So what version is the truth? Was she a hero, or both things true? Because something like that can happen as well. Because you got two different people, two different perspectives. One person thinks she's a menace, other person thinks she's a hero. Because she didn't get burnt, but he did. And he's been carrying that around. And then when he sees Key using that same powers and abilities and seeing that power in action again, he's having flat PTSD and flashbacks of our horrible time in his life. And then you heard to Noreen. She's having the best time of life because the thing is, though, she even though her friend's not there anymore, or person she's in love with, I don't know, Key's there. So because of that power, it's like in a way she's connected to his mom. So I don't know. There's so many things that's still left open out here. Hopefully they get explored next season. Because we've been going through this whole journey with Key, and they're finally having him get there. They're just to realize he's not really there yet either, or he's more of a harm than he is bringing good positive to the table. I don't know. Like, oh, it's sad because you're rooting for this hero and you want to see them succeed, and you finally think you finally got it, and you're happy and you're celebrating. Then you see the consequences of those actions. You might oh no. So now the only thing you can think of is why? Why is his power so intense? What is about his mother that made their power so crazy and so volatile and unstable? Even when you have control over it, you don't have control over it. And then you also got to factor in the whole fact that his father was there for the first time. His father had not been in this show at all. His father in the first episode, and I don't think you pretty much saw him again after that. And then he finally makes an appearance here to come into his son's game. And then his father is the one who was scared, but everyone else is happy. And then he wants to prove himself for his dad, which is understandable, but makes him kind of a little bit impatient. And then when he finally uses his powers and abilities, he almost blows up the whole entire state. So I just like, why? Because the father knows something, but he's not saying anything, which is really messed up. So that's a big old hole right there. I just why didn't his father tell him anything about his mom at all? He didn't know his mom played soccer. He didn't know his mom had powers. He didn't know anything. Which is something he should just say, hey, your mother had ability. She's part of the soccer game, this soccer thing that you really, really love. She's part of that too, and her powers is insane. You might get that powers too. Like this, why don't these parents ever warn the kids about what might happen? Maybe because he thought, oh, his powers never kicked in, so he never kicked in, so he may be just normal, just like me. He'll be a farmer just like me, and everything be happy. But that one trip to town changed everything. He wasn't prepared for this. He had no control over it. He didn't know what was happening. And his frustration, you're feeling that too. But I do love the show. And I love the journey of all the characters as well. And watching them come together as a team is always great. Because you really are rooting for them. Because they're the underdogs of this group. They're the underdogs. And when you see them win and you get this, yes! But what the price they gotta pay for them to win, like this, no. Oh man. Oh, sad. Like you win, even when you win, you lose. But again, the animation on the show is fantastic. Character design is great as well too. The creativity when it comes to their powers and abilities, I really do enjoy that as well. And I would really like to get to know more of the teachers as well in their backstory. Because a lot of teachers are very interesting. Like you got the one with the ghost or the whatever they call it, and that creepy old man. We found out he's the head of them, and I'd like to know more. I like more about them and their journey and how and see them in action as well. There's so many things they can explore with this. I'm really looking forward to. Hopefully they do touch on these things, even on the Knights team, because you got Emmeline, who barely talks, and she mostly just reads books a lot of times. But in an episode, they show that she does a lot more stuff too on her own, and so make me want to think, like, who is she? What is she capable of? What is her agenda? Or does she have her own things going on the side that she's trying to do? Is she part of something else that's crazy? Or attached to somebody else that's crazy? Who knows? But highly recommend the show, though. So I give this whole series a grade. I'm going to give it a solid B. I'm going to give it a solid B. Let's take my word for it, though. Go check it out for yourself. Hopefully you watch it and enjoy it, because I had fun watching it. It's a very fun show. Fun for the whole entire family. Everybody can enjoy this. So, give my channel a like, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel and share. I really do appreciate it. Also, links down below. Next to my social media, you want to follow me there. Also to my shops, I got a Redbubble, Teespring, and T Public shop where I sell different shirts and socks and everything and whatnot. See some things, buy some stuff. I would appreciate it. Like I always say, in my dreams of life, I am the Ninja Rabbit. Peace out, peoples.